Good morning. We're going to get a little bit of feedback until I know that this is going through. So I'll start a 10 count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Awesome. We are cooking with gas or some semblance thereof. So if you can hear a screech, 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 that is an alarm going off at the house. It is 8 o'clock in the morning and everybody is rising and shining. So we are getting started. I gotta figure out. I gotta figure out how to get this. Let's see if that works. Come on, come on, load up. I think I got that working. It's gonna take me a couple minutes to see. There we go. Today's question is, if you could spend 1 year in perfect happiness, but afterward remember nothing of the experience, will you do so? If not, why not? Well, this is a really simple question. And it's beyond happiness. Happiness is not something I pursue because happiness is fleeting. It really is. Laughter is even more fleeting because I did stand up for 10 years and it was a pleasure to go up on stage, say something, and hear 150 people laughing. It was it was so much so the feeling was so good because the reason I got into stand up is because this world is a miserable place, cursed by sin, and we really need to take a moment to stop and relax. Now here's where I was erring when I was doing stand up, in that I was trying to take the place of God. And where my joke will make you laugh for a moment, soon after, the pressures of this world are going to make you forget what even I said. You might remember for a while, oh, that was a great joke, Ring. But eventually you're going to forget it because the pressures of this world are too much. It's kind of the same reason why I never got that ranch, the getaway ranch that I wanted to start. I had this vision when I had my software company that someday I was going to sell it to Hewlett Packard or Compaq Computers or Microsoft with a major contract with the federal government. And had that been the case, I could have gotten that ranch where I could have retired to. And that ranch, what it would have been is not just a ranch, but a place where everybody can come to relax and forget about the troubles of this world for a week or two. And it was going to be for my family, my brothers and sisters, and my mom and dad passed away 10 years ago. But prior to their passing, my brothers and sisters, their kids could come and live, and we'd build tiny homes for every person. And it'd be a small little place. It would, it'd be enough to live in. But the main thing we were going to do is we were going to have first a commuter bus, a bus that we're like, hey, let's go to town. All right, everybody hop in the bus. Let's head to town because this is going to be a ranch out in the middle of nowhere, so that HOAs wouldn't bother us, and so that we could make a lot of fun noise without anybody bothering us. We were going to have our own fields for harvesting, and not anything major, but we were going to have freshly grown vegetables and fruits, and we were going to have underground deep enough that it wouldn't bother anybody. A combination of a bunker slash our firing range, shooting range, and we'd go down there and practice shooting as much as we wanted. And it would be two types of shooting in there. It would be the standard range of 150 yards with targets, and then there would be the walkthrough where, if you ever seen the movie Magnum Force, where they popped up, the targets would pop up in what looked like a town, and you had to designate shoot or don't shoot. And if you remember in that movie, Clint Eastwood shot a policeman, but in his mind it was a legitimate target because policemen were murdering citizens. I don't know why I'm getting off on that target, but that's the kind of walkthrough target I'm talking about. And above that, we would have a swimming pool. I mean, it would have a kiddie pool. It'd have a swimming pool. It'd have a floating area around it so that you could just get in an inner tube and just float around and get roasted like a lobster. And this was going to be in an area of the country that's the climate is just good all the time. And um, we were going to have dirt bikes to ride trails. We were going to have a woods area that we could go hunting if we felt like it. And those are dreams, and it would have come to fruition if I had gotten my company growing, if I had gotten a few more contracts, because the contracts I had were really good contracts. But it came to an end before I could put that dream together. And it's probably for the best because our happiness, our ability to forget the world for a while doesn't come from ranches and shooting and dirt bike riding and all of that. It comes from the Lord. Isaiah 26:3 says, Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. And the next verse says, Trust in the Lord forever, for the Lord Jehovah is everlasting strength. For he bringeth down them that dwell on high. The lofty city he layeth low. He layeth it low, even to the ground. He bringeth it even to the dust. Now, what this is talking about contextually is it's talking about when Christ comes back and establishes his throne and destroys the city of Babylon. Now, there's been a lot of speculation on what the city of Babylon is. A lot of people think it is um, Rome. A lot of people think it is legitimate Babylon. I don't know. Flat out, I don't know what the city of Babylon is. I tend to think it to be the real city of Babylon. If you remember back in '89, Saddam Hussein of Iraq was rebuilding Baghdad, not Baghdad, Babylon. And I don't know if you remember, but one of the key performers there at that dedication was a modern day Jezebel named Madonna. I have not liked Madonna since. I didn't like her before that, but I tolerated her before that. I don't tolerate her anymore. She's a wicked, wicked woman, and she wants people to forget that she was performing with Saddam Hussein, the most wicked dictator of modern times. And you know what? A lot of people question our going to Iraq. That was a man who needed to be gone one way or another, and he had his own people under such a tight control that it wasn't going to happen that way. So we had to take him out. I would have liked to see him get saved before he died, but it is what it is. Well, like I said, it's everybody's awake here, so the phone's going to get in. Okay, the phone is going to get answered. Call from not available. Okay, so let's get back to talking about this. So Saddam Hussein was just a wicked man, and he needed to be gone. His kids were vile, demonic even, and they needed to be gone. But he was trying to rebuild Babylon at that point. Now, was that a fulfillment of prophecy that it didn't? No, it still sits there. The work's not finished. But who's to say there won't be another Saddam Hussein that will rebuild Babylon? We don't know that. He kind of was building it as kind of pseudo historical and pseudo praising himself. which is what Babylon was to begin with. It was praising Nebuchadnezzar. We'll talk about Nebuchadnezzar in the book of Daniel when we get to that study. But let's get back to the point. So, would I give up a year of memory to have a year of happiness? Well, the true answer is I don't need to, because number one, I'm not focused on happiness. And the joy that I have in my life comes from serving God. And the joy I have is a gift from God Himself. And as long as I keep focused on serving God and on Him and on His Word and doing what He called me to do, which is to be a witness for Him, as long as I'm doing that, I'm at perfect peace. And I would rather have peace than happiness. And not only that, I don't have to get my memory blank. I get to look back and see where God brought me through things that I otherwise wouldn't. I get to see where God moved in such ways that it was undeniable that He did it. And I don't have to forget it. And not only that, but in eternity, everything that's done in this world is going to be remembered. Now, the Bible talks about that Christ will wipe away every tear. You know, I think one of the things I'm going to be crying about is the times that I didn't do as God had instructed. And those memories may come back up sometimes. And He'll say, "Come here, son," and He'll wipe those tears away. Now let's get back out there and get into the service. All right. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Um, I don't know what else to say, but have a great weekend, and Lord willing, I'll catch you on Monday.
Precious memory.